How do you practice your speaking for IELTS? Do you have a method? Do you have a good method? You know, many students come to me after months and months of practicing and preparing, and they're frustrated and they're bored. And they tell me then how they've prepared, and I'm not surprised. Boring, long word lists that they spend hours memorising and then forgetting. Hours and hours spent writing out the answers to the questions and memorising the answer. Basically, lots of bad advice from social media. Listen, there is a better way. A way where you enjoy your learning, where the learning is much deeper and more effective, where you're motivated to carry on learning. So many of my students actually develop a love of learning English long after IELTS. It's not just about passing IELTS. And that can be you too. Now listen, I won't promise miracles, right? But I can certainly give you professional guidance from my 20 years in international education. And I can start you on that journey right now. In this session, I'm going to share with you my method in detail. It's the Speaking Success System. This alone may change everything for you. Now, to be completely honest, okay, I do have an online course that uses this method, and I'll tell you about that later. And I would love for you to sign up for that course. But even if you don't take the course, even if you just take away this method right today, start using it, applying it right now, you will make huge progress. And that will make me happy. Hello, so my name is Keith O'Hare. I'm a Delta trained teacher, and I've been a teacher and trainer for over 10 years and an educational project manager for another 10 years. I run the website Keith Speaking Academy, where I've helped over tens of thousands of students through my online courses to prepare and succeed in IELTS speaking. I have over 1 million subscribers to my YouTube channel, English Speaking Success. I think I know what it takes to learn English in a fun and professional way, and what you need to succeed in the IELTS speaking test. So welcome to this free webinar or training session, workshop, whatever you like to call it. And this is where I'm going to show you the Speaking Success System, in detail so you can get the score you need in IELTS speaking. There is a video related to this which is on YouTube. If you haven't seen it yet, do go and watch that later. It gives you an introduction to the Speaking Success System, but also it tells you about the 5 most common mistakes students are making in IELTS speaking and how not to make them and what to do instead. And in it, I explain the system that I have used to help tens of thousands of students succeed in IELTS speaking. However, don't worry if you haven't seen that video yet, because here I will give you an overview of the Speaking Success System. Now, this system, the Speaking Success System, is the system we're going to put into practice today so you can really see how it works, and it's the system that can help you succeed in IELTS speaking. I'm going to do some examples. You can go through and do the examples with me. You can pause the video, you can repeat, you can practice with me, or if you prefer, you can just watch the video to get a feel for what it looks like. You can also download some resources at the end of the video down in the descriptions below, so you can review this after the video in your own time. Lovely. Okay, so let me just do a quick review of the Speaking Success System. Okay, there are 4 steps. 1, try. 2, discover. 3, practice. 4, build. The first, try, is where we take a question and you try to answer it, but spontaneously without being prepared. Number 2, discover, is where you watch or listen to a proficient or native speaker answering that question. Number 3 is where you practice, and you're going to practice repeating different chunks of language from those answers. And number 4 is build, where we build flexibility by giving different answers to that same question. That's it. So simple, crystal clear. Great. Let's get into some examples. Okay, let's begin. So first, let's talk about flowers. Well, all right, one flower. Okay. So, pretty petals, fragrant scent. Actually, that's not true. It's plastic. There is no scent. But never mind. Okay, so flowers. What we're going to do is we're going to try out the system, the 4 steps very clearly. And do remember, right, you can download support materials for this at the end of the video. Just click in the link in the description for those. So let's take a question you may be asked about flowers. It could be a common IELTS question. It's a very everyday life question, right? This is the question. What kind of flowers do you like? Okay, so step 1, right, is try. This is where we take the question and you try and answer. So without preparing, I want you to just pause the video and give an answer, right? Speak for about 15 or 20 seconds. Do that right now. Okay, welcome back. Great, interesting answer. Well done. Okay, so that's the first point. What that does is it helps you realize what you know and what you don't know. Now, you may feel your answer was perfect. Great, you can go and do the test tomorrow, get a Band-Aid. Or you may feel, I want to improve my answer. In which case, we move on to the next step, right? Which is discover. Step number 2. In Discover, you're going to listen to an audio or watch a video of a native speaker or a proficient speaker giving their answer to that question. So let's take that question and I will give you what might be my answer for that question. Okay, so what kind of flowers do you like? Well, between you and me, I'm clueless when it comes to flowers. That said, when I do buy flowers, I usually opt for roses. I mean, it's an easy choice, right? And I love the fragrant scent that they can bring to the room. Okay, now that's an answer. Did you hear the different chunks I was using? The chunks, what do I mean by chunks? Chunks are pieces of language. I mean, for example, right, let's take this is a chunk of bread. It's a piece of bread with crumbs. Oh dear. A chunk of language is a piece of language. Maybe a phrase. It might be a collocation, 2 words that go together. It might be an idiom, or it could be a grammatical chunk, like I'm gonna go, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have, I'm gonna. It's a chunk, right? So in my answer, you may be able to pick out different chunks which are useful, which you can memorize and start using for your own answers. Remember, the important thing is you do not want to memorize the whole answer. Remember, that's the big mistake we talked about in the first video. So you want to be looking at the chunks. Okay, let's have a look at some of the chunks in my answer. Let's have a look together. Okay, so first of all, I said between you and me. between you and me. That's a nice signpost, right? And it just means to be honest, right? We're talking together to be honest. It's just a filler, but it's a nice signpost to use as well. Between you and me. I'm clueless when it comes to flowers. I'm clueless. It's a nice chunk of language. I'm clueless means I have no idea about something. I'm clueless about flowers. I don't understand anything about flowers. I don't know anything about flowers. I have no idea, right? I'm clueless when it comes to flowers. That is another chunk. When it comes to flowers, okay? We've also got, that said, when I do buy them, I usually go for roses. I go for roses. To go for is to choose something. I go for roses. I choose roses. Nice chunk. And then we've got, it's an easy choice. I love the fragrant scent. Fragrant scent is a collocation and also a chunk. Fragrant just is an adjective meaning something that smells nice. Nah, plastic. Scent, a scent is a noun and a scent is a pleasant smell. Normally perfume, flowers, bread has a scent, or food maybe. So fragrant scent is a nice chunk, a nice collocation. Great. So we've done try, we've done discover. You've discovered some language, some chunks. Let's move on to step number 3, practice. Rightio. Step 3 is practice. So here I'm going to show you several different activities I use with students to practice these chunks. I'll go through maybe 3 or 4 different ones, the more common ones. There are lots of different ways of doing this, but just to give you a feel. And I'm going to encourage you to practice with me. Imagine we are in the room together. I'm your teacher, you're my student. We're going to practice together. Okay? Nice. Good. So the different activities I'm going to look at are repeat, change a word, say the opposite, phrase true for you. Very simple. I'll show you how they work and then we'll practice. Okay? First of all, repeat. So repeat with me. Clueless. I'm clueless. I'm clueless when it comes to flowers. Good. And feel that rhythm. I'm clueless when it comes to flowers. Great. Nice. Good. Now we're just going to change a word. So for example, if I say I love roses, we're going to change the last word. I'll tell you the last word, right? So if I say roses, I love roses. Tulips. That's right. You say, I love tulips. Carnations. Sunflowers. Brilliant. Great. Now, another one. Here, again, let's take the last word. We're going to change it. I'm clueless when it comes to flowers. We're going to change the last word, okay? So repeat the phrase, but with cars. Great. So you're saying, I'm clueless when it comes to cars, right? Good. Remember, clueless means I don't know anything about it. Yeah. Great. You may be saying, I'm clueless when it comes to cooking. I'm clueless when it comes to helping out in the kitchen. I'm clueless when it comes to baking. So notice there are different kinds of answer, right? It's not yes, right or wrong. It's just practicing different kinds of answer. So finally, I'm clueless when it comes to blank. Tell me a phrase that's true for you. For me, I'm clueless when it comes to flowers, actually. Great. Brilliant. Nice. Let's move on to a different chunk. Let's begin with repeat. Okay. Gopher. Go for roses. I usually go for roses. Good. Feel the rhythm. I usually go for roses. When it comes to flowers, I usually go for roses. Very nice. Next, say the opposite. So here you're going to say the opposite, put the sentence into a negative. So, for example, if I say, I usually go for sunflowers, the opposite is, I don't usually go for sunflowers. Okay? Say the opposite. I usually go for sunflowers. I usually go for roses. She usually goes for roses. Nice. She doesn't usually go for roses, right? Notice the tense is changing. She went for roses last time. She didn't go for roses last time. Great. So we're practicing not only the chunk, but we're also practicing grammar. Notice? Nice. Well done. Let's take the other chunk. Let's take fragrant scent. So repeat first. Fragrant. Fragrant scent. I love the fragrant scent. I love the fragrant scent of roses. Lovely. Great. Nice rhythm. That's really good. Great. Now let's change a word. Let's change the last word. Okay. I'll just show you the picture this time. So the phrase is, I love the fragrant scent of roses. And now, tulips. Good. And now, carnations. I love the fragrant scent of carnations. Lastly, very good. Well done. I love the fragrant scent of sunflowers. For me, I love the fragrant scent of roses. Tell me a phrase that's true for you. Excellent. Good. So you notice with that technique of a phrase that's true for you, you're kind of switching from automatic pilot to actually thinking and engaging your brain. And that makes the learning deeper. Okay, the next part of practice, okay, we've been practicing chunks. The next part of the practice step is to practice your own answer again, right? So we're taking the same question. What kind of flowers do you like? And I want you to give me an answer. You're not trying to remember the exact same answer as before, but just, if possible, use one or two of the chunks. So pause the video and give me your answer. What kind of flowers do you like? Okay, great. I hope you paused the video, you're back. So that's really good. So I'm going to do the same and notice how the answer's different, but we are using some of those chunks. What kind of flowers do you like, Keith? Well, to be honest, I'm a bit clueless when it comes to flowers. You know, I don't know a great deal about them. But sometimes I do buy flowers and I tend to opt for roses. It's just that it's quite straightforward, really. And they just brighten up the room. They look pretty and they have a nice smell. Yeah. That's it, okay? So notice it's all about flexibility. It's not about memorization. It's about taking chunks, starting to practice them slowly. Take your time, build up your language, build up your flexibility, and you are on the way to success. Great. Let's move on to step number 4. Right, welcome to step 4. Step 4 is build. And I call it build because what we're building is flexibility and your language skills. Flexibility is so important in IELTS speaking, right? If you want a band 7, let's look at the band descriptors, right? Uses vocabulary resource flexibly. Uses a range of complex structures, grammar, with some flexibility. That flexibility is the key to a band 7, 8 and 9. So we need to build flexibility. So what we do in step 4 is I ask you to take the same question, what kind of flowers do you like, and give a different answer. Okay? Maybe talk about a different flower, but give a different answer. And you'll see how you just start to build your language skills and flexibility. For example, right, if I were to give a different answer, this is what I might say. What kind of flowers do you like? Well, I'm not a big fan of flowers, really. But if I'm buying flowers for my home, I might buy sunflowers. I like them because they remind me of the paintings by Van Gogh, and they've just got vibrant colours and a fragrant scent. So yeah, I guess I would opt for sunflowers if I was going to buy some. Right, that's it. That's my answer. You'll notice I am using some of the language and chunks, so I'm building up my knowledge and my flexibility to answer that question and my confidence. The worst thing is that you just have one answer and you're thinking, if the question is different, what do I do? Don't. Just have different answers and the ability to react quickly and talk flexibly across that topic confidently. That's what this step is all about. So it's your turn. Pause the video, give me a different answer. Maybe talk about a different flower. What kind of flowers do you like? Great. Well done. How did that go? How do you feel? Can you see the system, the 4 steps, try, discover, practice, build, how if you're repeating this over time with different questions and topics, it's building up your strength and confidence to answer different questions. And can you see how easy this can be, right? It's a very simple system to follow. It just needs time to practice. And to be honest, anybody can do it. You can practice and you can succeed at IELTS speaking. And what's more, you'll have fantastic English for the rest of your life. Great. I hope this is useful for you. Now that you've got it, you can go straight away and start using this in your practice. Lovely. Let's move on. Right. Lovely. So I'm wondering, would you like to prepare for your IELTS speaking test in this way? If the answer is yes, then that's great. Now, there may be, however, one thing standing in your way, or maybe 2, come to think of it. And these are questions that students often ask me. And the first one is, Keith, how or where do I find the materials and the exercises like the ones you've shown me today so that I can practice? Good question. And the second one is, what if I'm practicing and I have a question? I need some feedback. I need to check something with you. I mean, what do I do? I mean, how do I ask? And if I'm studying on my own, how do I stay motivated to stay on track towards my goal? They're all very, very good questions, right? Now, I've offered online courses in the past that answer some of these questions. They've been popular and a lot of students have done very, very well. But they haven't answered all of these questions and challenges. So I have taken probably my most successful course, IELTS Speaking Success, Get a Band 7+, and I have made a gold version. So it's even bigger, even better. And I think the big difference is it completely incorporates the speaking success system. So there's a clear step-by-step path, a guide to take you every step of the way. And also by having this system of try, discover, practice and build, this is going to help you improve your overall English speaking skills by one band, and so help you succeed and get a band 7 or above on the test. I have also added quizzes so you can review language and remember it even weeks or months later, and it makes learning fun and engaging. There are even more strategy lessons to help you fully understand what you need to do in the test, so there are no surprises. And I have added 2 live lessons each month. And this is for as long as you want, similar to the ones that I do on YouTube and Facebook. And this will give you, well, extra topics that you may not get in the course. It will also give you opportunities to interact with me. You can get feedback from me. You can stay motivated with these live lessons. You get 2 a month for as long as you want. It's a bit like a membership, but you only pay once, not every month. And finally, I have added a private group so that you can interact with me and other students to share ideas, learning, ask questions, contact other students on the course who you may want to interact and talk and practice with as well. A big community, so we're all engaged with each other and learning together. And of course, you get lifetime access to all of these materials. Somebody once asked me, whose lifetime, yours or mine? Well, it depends who lives longest. But in all seriousness, it just means it's going to be there for many, many years, even after you've finished IELTS. You can access it as long as you want. So, in sum, this course is perfect for somebody who wants a clear guide, who wants to improve their overall English, not just getting some strategies and tips. For somebody who needs a bit of support, a bit of guidance, lots of motivation, and for students who may like to interact with others. You don't have to. You could just do the course on your own, but you have the opportunity to interact with others, ask questions and share and motivate each other. If you're doing the test in the coming months, this can be perfect. As far as level is concerned, this is aimed at students who could be IELTS 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, possibly even 7 who want to move up to the 7.5 and 8 level. A word of warning, there's a lot of material and plenty of work to do. So this is not for the light-hearted. It's for people who are committed, who, like me, want to invest in their long-term learning of English. They see the value of doing that and maybe even see beyond IELTS, of learning to become a really good English speaker, not just a student of English. So that's it. IELTS speaking success, get a band 7+, gold. Great. What about price? Well, originally this course was running at $150. I've moved it down to $100, but now for you today, you can get this course for $77. And if you think that's right for you, then you can sign up right away. You can just click on the link below and you can get started today. What happens when you go to sign up is the following. You'll be taken to a page here where you can find out all about the course. It gives you information about the course. You can watch a video about it, what you will learn. You'll find out more information about what makes it different. And then it just goes through all the materials. You can scroll down and then you will get the curriculum, but you can then pay down here, you can choose one payment. If you're in a tax country like in Europe, you may have to pay extra tax, or you can do a 2 payment. And then you would just click on the button to buy or enroll. This takes you then to a payment page. And on here, you can choose either to pay with PayPal, if you have a PayPal account, or with a credit card. And you would just enter your details here, for example, and then your number, expiration date, 12th, and then your CVC code. And at the end, you just press the buy button. And when you buy, boom, that takes you straight over to the thank you page. There's an introduction video with me. You can start the course straight away. And it just says to remember to check your email, because there you'll get the receipt and more enrollment details. If you ever needed to contact me, then you can press up here, boom, and that takes you straight to the contact page. You can leave a message there if you need any help, or you can just start the course straight away. And when you press here, it takes you straight to the course curriculum, and you can start with the welcome. It also tells you how to use this course, a bit of an introduction, the materials, and then you can see, we can look at the evaluation of IELTS. There are strategy masterclasses. You've then got techniques for part 1. And then you go straight in with part 1 topics using the try, discover, practice and build system. And you would walk through here, practicing, watching the video to do the practice exercise. There are things you can download, MP3s and PDFs, and so on and so forth. As we move down, you then also get into part 2 techniques. I tell you about storytelling and how to handle that. There are PDFs as well that you can download here. And you then go into part 2, and you can see all the questions and topics here. Similarly for part 3, and then right through at the end, you can get some mock tests for extra practice here. And we've even got, once you've finished, there are some bonus model part 1 answers that you can also get. So lots and lots of interesting material. How does that look? Listen, if you think this might be right for you and you're interested, you can go ahead and get it. If you're not sure, it's 100% risk-free. I will give you a guarantee, 30-day money-back guarantee. If within 30 days you feel it's not quite for you or it's not the right level, let me know. I'll give you your money back. No questions asked at all. If you're ready to go, fantastic. You can click on the link below or in the chat box and start your journey to success in IELTS speaking right now. Now, as you may be thinking about it, let me just go over a few questions that students have asked me before about this course. A common question is this different from the other course, IELTS Speaking Success Get a Band 7+? Well, yes, it contains the same content as Band 7+, but a lot more. It contains all the practice videos, MP3s and PDFs that are going to help you practice the language you discover. It contains, or it embeds, the speaking success system. It has the quizzes for fun and engagement. It has the live lessons twice a month, and it has the private group so you can be engaged with other students. So it's a much bigger offer. In addition, people have asked me, can I upgrade? I've already got the basic Band 7+ course. Can I just upgrade for this? Yes, you can. Just send me an email, let me know, and I will send you a coupon, and you just pay the difference to upgrade to the gold version. A student asked me, are you still doing live lessons on YouTube? Well, yes, but fewer. So I am doing 1 live lesson a month on YouTube. So students, I can help students and you can see what I do. But if you want these extra twice a month live lessons, that's within the gold package. Another question is, do I get one-on-one classes with you? To be honest, no. That's not what the course is about. I'm not teaching you directly. You're accessing the materials and studying on your own. But yes, you can engage with me in the live lessons with all the other students, and you can engage with me and other students in the private group. Another question is there a payment plan? Because I can't pay all of that in one go. As you saw, you can pay in 2 installments. You can pay half at the beginning and then the next half a month later. So listen, if you have any other questions, please do put them in the chat box. I'll get back to you, or send me an email at team@Keith Speaking Academy. That's team, TEAM, at keithspeakingacademy.com, and we will get back to you and answer any questions. Right now, you can go ahead if you like, and you just click on the button and you can start to enroll and start learning with me straight away. The great thing about it, once you're in, you can start straight away. No need to wait. Great. Well, listen, thank you so much for being here, listening to me. I can't wait to be your teacher and to help you on your journey to success in IELTS speaking. Great. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.